Good morning, my friends. We are here at Great Escape, and all of Spruce's friends are out. Forgive me, I don't know all of their names, but I think it's amazing to have some characters out, especially all of these. I saw them recently in their July 4th garb, and I don't know, having them welcome everybody to the park is so great, an idea I can get behind. But of course, you all know why I'm here. I'm here to ride the Bobcat, the newest coaster here at Great Escape. I don't know when the last time they got a new coaster, especially one built from the ground up, is. But it's taken the place of where Alpine Bobsled was. I'll throw it in the corner. I finally rode that last year after, I think if you've been following along, several attempts of trying to catch it while it was open. So since it's on the way to our destination, in case you didn't know who Spruce the Moose is, that's the kind of lead character of a group of characters that they use here at the park instead of the Looney Tunes, and who kind of headlines the kids area for Timbertown. And here we are, our destination, the Bobcat. Look at this thing. It is in the same little plot of land that the Alpine Bobsled was at. I believe they also have that one's previous entrance. It's very different. It's kind of up ahead that way. But this looks like it's going to be a fun time. I've been hearing nothing but good things about it. So the queue is definitely quite different. I think it used to be now where the coaster is when it was Alpine Bobsled. And I see some stanchions were out by the queue entrance. I guess this was overflowing recently. Ooh, they got the speakers on pretty loud.
Oh, yeah.
All right, they call it here the Go Pass.
Well, buddy, I don't want to know.
And I believe there should be a cubby for my backpack. Otherwise, we're going to have to take the walk of shame and find a locker. I will say I'm very happy that this is covered. Covered queues should be the norm at this point. Almost to the station here, and that appears to be the first drop. Looking good. Looking good here. All right. I wonder how many trains they have for this. There goes one. I hope there's two at least. I'm pointing at the speaker right now. They have it appear to have some sort of like flavor cue sounds here. They're doing like a wildlife show and talking about bobcats.
Exhilarating and rewarding adventure. It's about more than just taking pictures. It's about immersing yourself in wild.
I can't tell if this is real and like fun facts, or if this is like, you know, on the Jungle Cruise queue, they have like a fake radio show that's kind of in theme with their world. I have no idea. Looks like it just went down as I got to the station. And it looks like there is only one train. I hope they have another one in the shed. Otherwise, that line is going to be crazy if they can only load 12 people at a time. So they just cycled it empty, hoping they reopen it, but more people with different colored shirts, presumably from maintenance, have started showing up. This lady just announced that it's going to be an extended delay in operations, so they're dumping the queue, telling us to leave. So I'm just going to kind of hover around here. At least they have somebody posted out front or something instead of like a sign or a cone or something. But I do want to see that. I think at the old entrance for Alpine Bobsled they have something set up. And sure enough, they have one of the old trains here. And this is where you used to enter. Crazy. This thing started its life over at Great Adventure, made a few other stops, and then found a home here. It was very temperamental to the rain, and it took me about 3 or 4 attempts driving all the way out here, which, mind you, is like a 3.5 to 4 hour drive. But eventually I finally got it last year, right before it closed. So I stopped by Fest House to get a drink, and now we're just waiting. I heard it test for the 3rd time, I believe. So things are happening. At least it's moving, right? Thoughts after riding the Bobcat. So, it's impressive that the roller coaster designers at Gravity Group can make something as simple as a figure 8 really exciting and fun, which is what Wooden Warrior is over at Quasi in Connecticut. This one definitely is much bigger, but it has the same type of fun. I wish there had been any sort of covered elements for it. In terms of like intensity, I don't think it gets as fast or as like lateral heavy as something like Rorosaurus does. Maybe I would put it somewhere neck and neck with how Oscar's Wacky Taxi is. This one definitely has a lot of fun ejector, but there's not really too much sustained airtime. In terms of like fit, it's something that I hear almost everybody say, hey, it's a good fit for the park. I mean, when you think about it, like Alpine Bobsled was down like 80%, 90% of the time. Like anything was going to be better than that. As far as like in terms of thrills and intensity, like this is not a big thrill ride. It's just fun, and that's okay. Like not everything needs to try to be murdering you. However, the other thing worth mentioning is that this is a kids park predominantly. Like you can see that they put a lot of love into like the storybook areas and the Timbertown areas. So as a whole, this is definitely a good fit for the park, but there is some nuance to it other than saying, hey, you know, let's be general and positive. I am surprised on a day as busy as today is that they don't have both trains running. They use the typical like Timberliners, and I think it has a capacity of 6 per train, which means that that line is going to be moving very slow, and I'm very glad that I happened to be right by the entrance when it reopening, so I was on the first train out. I'll try to get another ride on it later, but this might be a one and done, at least for now. I think that's one of the other things that might not be a good fit for the park is capacity. Like a lot of the coasters here don't have the best capacity in my opinion. I guess as long as guests are happy, it is what it is, but from my point of view, you know, I wish that every park had good, nice, high capacity rides. This park does get crowded. I've seen it crowded myself, and there's plenty of people waiting in that line, and for how large the queue is, I would imagine it could take like 1 to 2 hours if you started like by the entrance of the queue. If you don't know much about the train, the Timberliners are very comfortable. It's not quite as comfortable as say like riding a couch, like what I compare riding the Coney Island Cyclone is, but in comparison to say like your typical Millennium Flyers or the PTCs, this is super comfortable. But other than that, it was mostly some ejector, nothing sustained, a little bit of light laterals. I wish there had been like a stronger helix part, maybe something covered, but otherwise it was a good fit for the park. I had a lot of fun. I giggled, I laughed. In terms of this park, I love that they now have the Bobcat paired up with Comet. The only thing they could really use now is something, you know, to replace the Arrow or something in addition to that. There might be some land that I don't know that could be redeveloped. You know, there seems to be some unused portions of the park to maybe bring some real thrills, because you know, Steam and Demon might not be doing it. But either way, the way this park has shown love by getting this Bobcat in here, and then in addition kind of renovating and celebrating their storybook area, gotta appreciate the energy and effort that's being put in here. Speaking of the little storybook area, it looks like they gave some things some fresh coats of paint and such. I think even the whale over there has got another coat of paint since the last time I really investigated this, which might have been 2021. I do remember going up there and kind of feeling trapped because there were so many kids in there. It was scary for maybe the wrong reasons. But yeah, things look a little more refreshed here. Speaking of refreshing, it would be nice to just dive in there. Oh yeah, the elephant has gotten some love over here. Elephant. The whale. I know animals, I swear. This looks like the perfect place to do my outro, right? Can you see anything in there? Is this also have Pinocchio sounds? But yeah, judging by how vivid this dude's eye looks. I'm gonna back up a sec. Yeah, they definitely gave this some love. Hold on. There he is. Or she. I don't know if it's named. So there was something in there, but can't really see it because it's so dark. There's just like a random fabric ghost looking thing in there. All right, we're gonna get away from the haunted whale. So there's the whale down there. Decided not to do my outro there. Maybe I can do it in here. Let's do my outro in here. All right, so what can I say? It's great to see some investment being made here at Great Escape. I love the way that they appreciate the history that they have here at the park, not just like the storybook area here, but with like the Timbertown and having their own characters, not the Looney Tunes, which is kind of not heard of really too frequently. But the one thing there's a bird right there. Hey. But before I say goodbye, I just want to say I notice a lot of Colombians are here. I guess there's like a summer program or something. So if any of the Colombians that I met today are watching this, I just want to say, espero que te pasaste bien este verano. But anyway, that's going to do it for me here on this little adventure up in Lake George at Six Flags Great Escape. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and I hope you go make your own adventure.